Thank you for watching Inspire Math videos. Today we're going to see how we can multiply and divide whole numbers efficiently. Let's see the first question. 7 factorial divided by 5 factorial. Do you remember what factorials are? If not, please refer to the video, whole number 4. 7 factorial is equal to 7 times 6 times 5 times all the way up to 1. Many people calculate like this. 7 times 6 is 42, 42 times 5 is 210, 210 times 4 is 840, 840 times 3 is 2,520, 2,520 times 2 is 5,040, and 5,040 times 1 is 5,040. Then, for 5 factorial, 5 times 4 is 20, 20 times 3 is 60, 60 times 2 is 120, and 120 times 1 is 120. So 7 factorial divided by 5 factorial is equal to 5,040 divided by 120. Calculating 5,040 divided by 120 by long division will give you 42. It takes a lot of time and you might make mistakes, so this is not an efficient method at all. So we don't recommend you do this method. So let's look at a better method. The original question was 7 factorial divided by 5 factorial, and we know that 7 factorial is 7 times 6 times 5 times all the way up to 1. If you take a look at 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, this is exactly the same as 5 factorial. So 7 factorial can be written as 7 times 6 times 5 factorial. So the original question, 7 factorial divided by 5 factorial, is equal to 7 times 6 times 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial. Since this is all multiplications and divisions, they are in the same order of operations. That means we can calculate a division 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial first, which is 1. So 7 factorial divided by 5 factorial is equal to 7 times 6 times 1. Therefore, the answer is 42. This method is much simpler and easier, so let's calculate others in this way. Let's see the next question. 4 factorial times 2 cubed times 3 times 5 squared divided by 6 factorial. Do you know that a division can be changed to a fraction? If not, please refer to the video fraction 8. For example, 2 divided by 3 is equal to 2 over 3. So 4 factorial times 2 cubed times 3 times 5 squared divided by 6 factorial is equal to 4 factorial times 2 cubed times 3 times 5 squared over 6 factorial. 2 cubed is equal to 2 times 2 times 2. 5 squared is equal to 5 times 5. 6 factorial is equal to 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. So it will be 4 factorial times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5 all over 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. Now we cancel the numerator and the denominator. Canceling 4 factorial in the numerator and the denominator will give us 1. Cancel 5 in the numerator and the denominator, and they become 1. Then, cancel 2 times 3 in the numerator and 6 in the denominator. They will become 1. Now the denominator is just 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. And we have 1 times 2 times 2 times 1 times 5 times 1 in the numerator. But 2 times 5 is equal to 10, and multiplied by 1 is nothing changing, so we have 2 times 10 over 1. 2 times 10 is 20, and over 1. 20 over 1 is just 20. Let's look at one more question. 9 factorial times 5 squared divided by 6 factorial times 2 squared times 3 squared. Division can be changed to a fraction, so it will be 9 factorial times 5 squared over 6 factorial times 2 squared times 3 squared. Now 9 factorial is equal to 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial. 5 squared is equal to 5 times 5. 2 squared is equal to 2 times 2. 3 squared is equal to 3 times 3. So 9 factorial times 5 squared divided by 6 factorial times 2 squared times 3 squared is equal to 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial times 5 times 5 over 6 factorial times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Now we cancel the numerator and the denominator. Cancel 6 factorial in the numerator and the denominator, and they will become 1. Cancel 9 in the numerator and 3 times 3 in the denominator. They will become 1. Then cancel 8 by 4 in the numerator, which becomes 2. 2 times 2 in the denominator divided by 4 is 1. Now the denominator is just 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. And we have 1 times 2 times 7 times 1 times 5 times 5 in the numerator. Multiplied by 1 doesn't change anything. So 2 times 5 becomes 10. And we have 10 times 7 times 5 over 1. 7 times 5 is 35, and we place 1 0, so it will be 350 over 1, which is simply 350. Let's summarize today's lesson for calculating multiplication and division of many whole numbers. Since this is all multiplication and division, it is good to cancel first. After canceling, multiply 5 times 2, or 5 times other even numbers if you have any 5s. Here are some challenge questions. Try them out. Sample solutions are linked under the video. Hope you can solve them. Thank you for watching Inspire Math videos. Please subscribe if you'd like to join our Inspire Math tutoring community. There are some related videos linked below. Thank you and have a good one.